Hello, everyone, dear friends. Today I have an amazingly delicious, tender, airy, and fragrant pie for you. I'm sure you've never made a pie like this before. If I had to rate it, it would be 1,000 out of 100. I assure you, once you try this pie even once, you'll want to make it all the time. And yet, it's all prepared simply, quickly, and easily. If, like me, you love to cook and are always looking for something new and original, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you get notifications about new videos. First, I'll prepare the dough. I pour 3 chicken eggs into a bowl. I'm using the selected category eggs. I add 100 grams of sugar to them. That's 5 level tablespoons. For a pleasant taste and aroma, add a packet of vanilla sugar. My packet is 10 grams. For balance of flavor, definitely add a pinch of salt. Using a whisk, mix these ingredients until smooth. We don't need to achieve a light, airy foam. Just mix everything together. Literally 2 or 3 minutes, and it's done. Next, I add 65 grams of odorless vegetable oil to the bowl. Then, 75 grams of melted butter. And you'll also need 100 milliliters of milk of any fat content. The milk should be at room temperature. Now I take the whisk again and mix everything until smooth, just about a minute. Then I add 40 grams of shredded coconut to these ingredients. It will make the cake truly unique. Next, I sift 200 grams of wheat flour into the bowl. That's 10 level tablespoons. I sift 2 teaspoons of baking powder together with the flour. That's 10 grams. Again, I take a whisk and mix everything until smooth. Any lumps should dissolve. The process is quick. It literally takes a minute and a half. Of course, you'll see shredded coconut in the batter. That's exactly how it should be. There you go. The batter is ready. I've also prepared the pan in which I'll be baking my cake. This is a small oven-proof dish. Its size is 18 by 19 centimeters with a rim height of 5 centimeters. I don't grease the dish with anything since the batter already contains both vegetable and butter. Now you can take the prepared batter and pour it into the dish, but not all of it, just exactly half. The batter is quite runny, so it spreads perfectly in the dish and forms an even layer. But if needed, you can adjust it a bit with a spatula. I've already preheated the oven to 180 degrees. I'll bake this layer for 10, 15 minutes at most. We just need the cake layer to set. And while it's baking, I'll prepare the cream. I pour 40 grams of cornstarch into a saucepan with a thick bottom. That's 1.5 tablespoons with a heaping scoop. Next, I add 80 grams of sugar. That's 4 level tablespoons. You'll also need shredded coconut for the cream. After all, we're making a coconut pie. Here it's exactly 40 grams. I also pour half of the total amount of milk into the saucepan. In total, you'll need 400 milliliters of milk for the cream. I take a whisk and mix everything well. We need to dissolve all the lumps of starch. This whole process takes just about a minute and a half at most. As soon as you see that the mixture has become smooth, pour in the remaining 200 milliliters of milk and mix everything well again. Just a reminder, in total, you'll need 400 milliliters of milk for the cream. I place the prepared cream in a saucepan on the stove, setting the heat just a bit above medium. The cream needs to be brought to a boil, and it should thicken. As soon as you notice the cream starting to heat up, I recommend whisking it constantly to prevent lumps from forming. And as soon as you see the mixture thickening, with characteristic bubbles appearing and the cream starting to boil, let it heat for just about 10 more seconds, and then you can take it off the heat. It's ready. You see, it turns out quite thick. And that's exactly how it should be. But by this time, the first cake layer has already set in the oven. If you press a spatula against it, you can see that it stays completely dry and clean. That means you can start spreading the cream layer. Without waiting for the cake layer to cool, I spread 2/3 of the total amount of cream. We'll save a little bit of cream for the top layer. Using a spatula or a spoon, I spread the cream evenly over the entire surface of the pan and, accordingly, the cake layer. Friends, it smells so good. It's really hard to put into words. And by the way, I absolutely love coconut baked goods. So now, I put the remaining batter on top of this cream and use a spatula to spread it out evenly. This amount is enough to spread the batter without any problems. Take a look at how beautiful the cake looks at the edges of the pan. You can see both the cake layer and the cream layer. So, as you remember, the oven is already preheated to 180 degrees. I'll bake the pie for 35 minutes. The oven setting is top and bottom heat without convection. And now, after this time, my pie is completely done. Look how beautiful and golden it turned out. It rose a little, but it didn't form a dome top. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. Without waiting for the pie to cool, I make several holes all over the surface of the cake using a wooden stick. Actually, the more holes, the better. And now, to make the pie even juicier and more tender, I take 150 milliliters of room temperature milk and slowly pour it over the cake. As a result, the whole pie gets soaked inside as well. Trust me, the milk will do its job, and the pie will turn out incredibly delicate. Remember, we have a small amount of cream left over, so I spread this cream on top of the cake and smooth it out in a thin layer. I think no one will have any trouble with this step. The cream spreads quite easily and quickly. And to make the pie look even more appetizing and truly coconutty, I sprinkle it with shredded coconut on top. I have 40 grams, but in general, you can adjust the amount of topping to your own taste. I want to cover all the cream. The truly great thing about this delicious pie is that you absolutely don't have to wait for it to fully set or cool down. You can simply cut it and serve it right away. But before that, I want to decorate it a little. I took a few almonds and a small amount of cranberries. This way, the pie will look brighter and more colorful. But of course, decorating is a matter of personal preference. So decorate it however you like. Well, friends, the pie is ready. You can cut it into portions and serve it with tea. It slices incredibly easily. It's tender and soft. I think you can see that. Just look at how beautiful a slice of this wonder looks. The cake layers contrast with the cream, which is incredibly interesting. I highly recommend you try this pie. I'm sure you'll be absolutely delighted. Tender, as I already said, crumbly, airy, and fragrant. And all of that describes our pie today. And its final weight is 1 kilogram and 300 grams. I want to remind you that the amount of all the ingredients I use in this recipe, as well as the size of the pan and the final weight of the pie, are already listed in the description below the video. I would be very happy if you liked this recipe and my video. I put a lot of effort into it. Please give it a like and leave your comments. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to wish you positivity. Cook with pleasure.